Welcome to Photo Breakdown. My name is Scott Wyden-Kivowitz, and I started the show literally breaking down one photo by one photographer, episode after episode. Put the show on a little bit of a hiatus, brought it back with a new premise. I will still be doing photo breakdowns of individual photos with individual photographers over time, but more recently, the episodes have been different topics, different educational pieces or opinion pieces that I have that's relevant to the time or just something that I thought of that I wanted to share with the world. And I'm going to add another layer to this, and that is a bunch of news. And the reason why is because there's a lot of good news in the photo world. And I'm just going to bring up my notes while I'm doing this. There's a bunch of really good news in the photo world, and not all of it gets seen. Some of it tries to get seen, but unfortunately the sites, these photo media sites, they often distort things, share their opinions with the news, and or their sites are littered with ads. I know for me, I go between Safari and the Chrome browser, and when I have a site that I go to that just is banner ad after banner ad after pop-up ad after you name it ad, there's an ad that winds up crashing the browser. So quite often I either have to use Safari reading mode or and sometimes even that crashes because the ads somehow still make their way in there, or I have to try to read it through an RSS reader, and it's just frustrating. If you feel that way, that's what this episode is for. And this sort of, hopefully I'll do this quite often, this sort of like news segment to Photo Breakdown. So I'm going to start with something very relevant before moving on. I mentioned the ads. You've got every media site, every photo media site, except Photo Breakdown, has ad after ad popping up. And so, most of them have a membership. I don't know if all of their memberships remove the ads. I don't know. I'm not a part of all the memberships. However, Petapixel just announced that they have a ad-free membership. The only thing you get, as far as I know, the only thing you get is no ads on Petapixel by having the membership. And they're charging $3 a month or $30 a year to just remove the ads from Petapixel. So if you are a diehard Petapixel fan, first of all, I've been following Petapixel since they first started many years ago. The original Camera Store video YouTube crew, then went to DP Review, and then when DP Review got acquired, they went to Petapixel. So I love their video content, and I'm glad that they're at Petapixel and they're not just gone from the photography world. With that said, would you spend $3 a month or $30 a year on an ad-free Petapixel? I'm curious. Feel free to do a shout out on X, on Threads, on wherever you want, and just mention me at Scott Wyden. I'm curious if you would do something like that. So that just sort of on point with what I was talking about. The next thing I want to mention is Clyde Butcher. If you're not aware of who Clyde Butcher is, think of him like an Ansel Adams. He is a large format photographer who does these beautiful swampscapes and landscapes and gorgeous work. He's been doing humanitarian, environmental photography for years. And he was just awarded by President Biden the Medal of Honor. I love that a fantastic photographer like Clyde Butcher received this award. It's just amazing. And I believe if you go to his Instagram, there's some behind the scenes of that. I know I shared some of my stories. Yes, there is. I'm just checking his Instagram. So it is there. The official award is the National Medal of Arts that President Biden awarded him. And really fantastic. Great to see Clyde Butcher up and hanging at the White House. It's just an amazing thing to see for photographers everywhere. Okay. Big achievement. What else can I mention here? SmallRig, they partnered with Potato Jet a while back for a beautiful tripod with, it's like a squeeze and the legs just expand. And you can go up and down very easily. It's really for videographers, but you could use it for anything if you really want to. and that tripod's now available. So if you're looking for a new tripod and you do a lot of video work, or you just want a very diverse tripod that is easy to go up and down and easy to maneuver, that is potentially worth checking out. Small Rigs, I think it's called the Tribex. It's a collab with Potato Jet, who is a YouTuber. There is an Instagram change happening. If you post a video on Instagram, it's going to be the high quality that you upload, 1080p. But if your video is not popular, they're going to reduce the quality of it. I'm assuming to save bandwidth for Instagram, it saves them money. I'm assuming to save them storage space, things like that. Not a big deal that affects you. If you do a ton of video work on Instagram and all of your content is not popular, obviously that would affect you, but it's what it is. Ether Apparel. They partnered with Leica to create a jacket for photographers. Think of it like a photographer's vest, but as in a jacket form. Scotty Vest even has these. Just a nice looking wildlife-esque jacket with a ton of big pockets and things like that. But they're charging somewhere around the $800 range, US dollars. That's insane. I don't know who would buy that. Hopefully, if you're listening to this, you're not one of those people who would buy that, because it's just a jacket. You want a jacket with a lot of pockets? Check out Scotty Vest. That's all I'm saying. You'll save a ton of money from that. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the world, of course. There's the big election is coming up. I'm not going to talk politics here, but I will say that I am excited because it is that time of year. I am excited to see who becomes the next White House photographer, depending on who is elected as the next president of the United States. There's a lot of fantastic photographers that are photographing both sides of the aisle. Whether you like Kamala Harris, whether you like Donald Trump, I don't care. I'm not sharing my political opinions here. I just want to say that the photographers who have been photographing their campaigns, one of these photographers is very likely to become the next White House photographer, to follow in the footsteps of a Pete Souza. And it's very exciting to see that it could be somebody really fantastic in the White House to continue this legacy from. There's been a lot of great photographers. Even Pete Souza was Ronald Reagan's photographer. He was Barack Obama's photographer. With Biden and Trump in the White House, it's been a couple other people. And I really look forward to seeing who becomes the next White House photographer again, based on whoever wins the U.S. presidential election. Very interesting times here in the United States. I just want to thank you. If you did listen to this whole episode, I want to just thank you for tuning in, hearing some news going on. And I want to know if you're liking this sort of concept, this variety I'm doing with Photo Breakdown, because I don't want to be boring for you. I want it to be something that you want to keep coming back to. If you don't like the news segment, just tell me and I won't do the news segment anymore. This is for you. And that's all I got to say about that. Thank you. And until next time, photobreakdown.com.